All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Josh Lockhart to the booth for Bloggers Blurb tonight. We have lots to talk about, Josh. The game started with an amazing announcement. The Dynamiters played well through the first two periods. And we'll do an out-of-town scoreboard. We're in a bit off.
Jaws off the floor with that announcement of that donation.
Absolutely amazing. $7.5 million donation by Mike Gold.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's all I can say is what a phenomenal, generous gift. But we'll know more about that later on, and so you can watch Josh's.
So I'll be chasing down that story to try to get more information about that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that is
so
unreal.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because that's an amazing story.
Yeah. So you wanted to do the out-of-town scoreboard first? And
sure. Okay. Just looking at a couple scores, ones that pertain to this division, conference actually. I'll go with Nelson Castlegar. Nelson's up 1-0. We've got Creston Valley up 1-0 over Spokane. Fernie is leading the Columbia Valley Rockies 2-1. Beaver Valley is tied with Golden 1-1. And then a couple of scores from the other side. Soyuz 100 Miles tied up at 0. Revelstoke Sicamous at 2. Kelowna Kamloops 3-2, the Storm lead. Princeton up 1-0 over the Chase Heat. And the North Okanagan Knights and Saranac Steam are at a 0-0 tie.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Lots going on. Well, all 20 teams are in action tonight, so there's a lot going on around the league.
Absolutely.
Yeah, busy night. And tonight's game, when I talked to the Dynamiters captain this week, he mentioned that the team is taking losses very personally this season, just due to the amount of veterans that they had coming back. So I think they were quite thrilled that they'd be able to face the team that beat them so quickly afterward, right? The Border Bruins have played one other game in between playing us, but we played them last Saturday, and then we get to play them Friday, and it looks like the boys have responded well, but they took their foot off the gas in that second period, and it was noticeable.
Well, and like you said, the veterans, coming back, and they're going to come out there. And Nick Catola, a veteran, obviously a talented offensive hockey player, really has worked on his game over the offseason. Hadn't got the points production up until now, but started the game with 2 goals within the first 5 minutes.
3 minutes, I think.
First, it was. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what an amazing way to start the game. Good leadership, and the rest of the team picked up on that. Obviously, the big announcement obviously fired them up pretty good too.
Yeah, you can't blame them for that.
No.
Holy, I still think we're all decompressing that. So, is that all we wanted to talk about this game?
Sure.
Okay. I wanted to jump right into the power rankings, which I realize I do them at this end of the month or start of the month or whatever for September. I do the power rankings. So I realized today is the 13th, Friday the 13th. Eek. But
hey, man, I was born on a Friday the 13th.
Oh, that explains a lot.
And I was the 4th Bobak to be born on Friday the 13th.
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. My mom says it wasn't. My mom said it wasn't a bad day because she was in labor with me for 72 hours before that. So the 13th was a great day for her.
Oh, awesome. So these power rankings they don't take into account the stats from last weekend. Is I guess what I'm trying to say here. So they are a little bit dated, but I thought it'd still be interesting to just go over them. So for those of you that are new to how I do the power rankings, is I try to look at just how the standings would be if we just looked at the statistics. So I look at the goals forced average. I look at.
You're still on.
Oh, I look at the defense, the goals against average, and then I look at the special teams by how Scotty Bowman did it, where he added the power play and penalty kill together. And then I look at save percentage. So I look at each of those categories, rank each team in the league by those categories, and then add that up. So, for example, the Kimberley Dynamiters, they had the 5th best offense, the 2nd best defense, the 5th best special teams, and the 5th best goaltending, which gave them a total of, when you add up each of those rankings, gave them a total of 17 points. So they're good for second in my power rankings. Number 1 is the Nelson Leafs.
See, folks, it's not about opinion. This is actually based on mathematics. So.
Yeah. The Border Bruins, again, noting that we are missing last weekend's stats, but the Border Bruins are 6th on here with a total of, it would be 25 points. So the Border Bruins, the scoreline today definitely doesn't show it. Last week's scoreline was more accurate of how close these two teams are in terms of their offense, defense, special teams, and goaltending. So I enjoy doing this because it takes some of that emotion out of this, and we just look at the numbers. Now, of course, emotions get stirred up because it is numbers, and it doesn't tell a full story. It's just the numbers behind it. One team that I thought was surprising to be near the bottom was the Fernie Ghostriders. They are 19th. And to make matters worse for our division, the Columbia Valley Rockies were 17th, and the Crescent Valley Thundercats were 16th, with the Golden Rockets at 14th. So, again, 2 weeks ago, a lot of disparity between the Dynamiters, who are 2nd, and then the next team in the division, the Golden Rockets, that are power ranked 14th. So I do this every month. I used to do it every other week, but that just got too much. I'm a volunteer, right? So I decided let's just do this once a month, and it just, for me, makes, it looks at the standings in a different way, because sometimes a team will be performing well. For example, the Golden Rockets on here that are 14th, but have only won one game, which means something's going to give. Either they're going to move up in the standings, or they're going to fall down in the power rankings. So that's what I like about this.
Well, and that's true, and I think that less is sometimes more. It simplifies things for you, but it's also something you can look at once a month and see where things stand mathematically. And like you said, sometimes it's hard for people to differentiate personnel from opinion to mathematical, right? And
it's
I
hard.
think it is. It can be really hard.
Yeah.
Golden Rockets, once again, bottom of the division, lost 7 in a row. And like you said, some's going to give. Either they're going to continue on this path, or they're obviously going to turn it around and make some kind of season out of it. Fernie, 3-5 with 1 overtime loss on the season, but they're minus 25 on goals differential.
Which is shocking.
It is absolutely shocking, and
that's the worst in our division.
Yeah, that's worse than Golden actually. So, and Golden's played 1 more game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so. Like I said, things are early in the season still, players coming back to teams, but it's still fun to see the way things are going.
And there tends to be a lot of changing during the month of September, well, to then October, November, and then usually in December we start seeing it stabilizing because I look at the numbers through the whole season. But it's, I then like to do that comparison of where was the team power ranked last month to then this month to see who's improved the most. And that, again, creates interesting discussion. So that's the power rankings. I wish we could be tech savvy. Maybe next time we can try to put it up on the screen.
Yeah, that might be.
That'd be fun to do. Anyway, it's just a lot of numbers. So some people that aren't mathematically inclined will not like it, like my family. But
well, you know what? I heard it once said, and I've heard it many times in my life. Statistics are for losers. So I'm a great big loser because I love stats. I like numbers. I like looking at it, and so I think there's a lot of people out there that like that. And not calling anybody else a loser but myself, but
I'll be a loser with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. I knew you'd bail me out.
No problem. But I did want to bring up one other piece, and something that I do. Another organization that I volunteer for is called Extra Life Game Day Cranbrook, where we play games, whether that's video games, board games, card games, whatever. We organize events to raise money for the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. This is my first year really being involved with them, trying to raise funds. Usually I just go and participate and have a good time and donate money. But this year I've been getting involved just because I thought it's a great cause, right? We're raising money for Alberta Children's Hospital. I had a personal goal of raising $500, and if I met that goal, I'm going to shave my head and beard, which is my way of getting back at my wife because she's never let me shave my head, and I want to shave my head. So it looked like this week I wasn't going to be able to get to my goal because the event is next week where the deadline is. And I appreciate all those that have donated. But this week, I got an email from the Fernie Ghostriders, out of all teams, saying, hey, we would like to donate $500 to your event, Josh.
That is phenomenal.
I didn't know what to say except, holy cow! Thanks!
That is phenomenal. Yeah, that's really awesome.
So they have single-handedly made me
Bald.
Yes.
So we're going to have a chrome dome across the rink.
So next week is the event, so I don't know if I'll be able to make the game, but if I do, I'll be really cold.
Okay, when with these bright lights, I think we'll be blind.
Yeah, no kidding. So that's
great. Congratulations, Josh. That's awesome. Thank you to the yeah, absolutely. Great event. I went to the first few years and that met the little girl that was really the start of that, the catalyst behind that Extra Life Game Day, and it's a great program. Great to see the Ghostriders get on board because this is a community, and these Coonies is always. Yeah, we did. We won Tetris. That was a pretty amazing thing. So.
Yeah, I should say one of the events at this is what's called the Elite Four, where they have 4 gamers, and you need to beat the gamer at that game to then be entered to win a prize. I'm one of those gamers, and you have to beat me at NHL 18, which when I play my 6-year-old son, I look awesome in. When I play online against other people, I don't
not
look
so good.
So some people might be able to quickly get into.
There you go.
Prize there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
there we go.
Thank you very much for listening to us here, and for Bloggers Blurb, thanks Josh for coming over, and look forward to seeing you bald in a couple weeks. Hopefully you can get to the game next week, and look forward to talking to you. Thanks for everything.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay tuned to Josh Lockhart's Twitter for some breakdown of the amazing announcement we got earlier tonight. Thanks, everybody.